All right, today is December 2nd, 2013. Hey, we're not dead yet. Yeah, I have a little facial hair going on. Excuse the hands. I was sculpting. What was I sculpting? I'll show you that in a second. So anyway, what I have here is a setup of some lights. How many lights do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know, 5 lights. There are 5 lights! No, that's a Star Trek reference for those paying attention. I have these set up in a sort of in a circle around a sculpture that I have software that I'm going to use to scan it in, and it has to be kind of bright. Ideally, you'd have like a light box, and that's basically, well, it's a white box with maybe a diffuse light at the top, and so that hits the white around it, and then it basically looks like like you're in heaven or something like that. Anyway, so I'm trying something new because I did this before, but it didn't quite work out, and I had to mask everything out in Photoshop. But the idea is that the software, if I do it right, I won't need to do that, and it'll do everything for me, and all I need to do is take about 22 pictures. So I'll turn this around and show you the model. And I sculpted it, and I did this out of Sculpey, and it's of one of the scabs. This particular species is Blordis, and I haven't baked it yet. I'm not going to. I don't feel like it right now. Although I should, because this stuff doesn't have a really good shelf life, and it was kind of old anyway. 2 months old, and it'll actually dry out and just fall apart like a rock, and you're screwed after that. Anyway, so I'm going to take some pictures of this, about 22 pictures, maybe even a little more. I'm going to try to do them as good as I can on this iPhone, and see if I can get the details. So what it is these are guides for the software. There actually is a line right here that lets it know, okay, that was the first picture, and then I kind of go like that. I kind of line up one of these dots, and I'm going to do it on the part of the phone that tells it to lock in the autofocus and the auto, what do you call it, white balance, so that it stays, like, so if it looks like this, it's going to stay like this. It's not going to change as I'm changing it. And so I basically just rotate it like a clock and take pictures of all the angles at a certain angle, say like this. And then I take a few more that are slightly higher, like 4 more, like that. And then I take one above it, and then I feed it to the program. And then what it does is it stitches all this together, and it's actually able to make a 3D model of it, which is like totally like CSI type stuff, but it totally works. I've done it before. And yeah, and so what would normally you might be doing on a computer, you can actually sculpt. Get your sculpt on, and if you wanted to get fancy, of course, paint this thing, because it's going to be fully textured. But I'm just going to have it do the texture of this. I can actually paint it afterwards, and I can even do that in Photoshop. Import it as a 3D model in Photoshop and paint it that way. But it would be something just airbrush and get little brushes on there, airbrush and traditional brushes on there. But I mean, traditional brushes, I would get like all in here in the crannies and nooks and crannies and make it all dark in certain places, and make it. So anyway, the Blordis is sort of a combination. It's a biomechanoid type thing, hence it's anime looking influence, totally. So anyway, this is it. I got this Lazy Susan from Target. It's pretty cheap. It cost me like $7, $7. Yeah, $7, I think. There's another one, but this one seemed better. There's a rubber base. Oh, so the thing about it is I have to have it above this. And you notice I have it like that's a piece of toilet paper. But see, the thing is what I'm doing now, this will disappear when the software gets its hands on it, and that's what it's all about. So that's why you have it a little bit above the circle, so you can actually see it as you're taking pictures of them. And you want to help this as much as possible. I do happen to be doing this on our green screen, which actually I found out worked very well. What I didn't do last time is I didn't light it very well, and I had to do a lot of it manually, which was okay, but yeah, so I've gone overboard on the lighting. Okay, so I'll see you on the flip side.